I got a steady camera. What's your thought? What's your favorite Monster flavor and why?
Oh, watermelon. I mean, it just tastes like summer all the time.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for swinging by. I sure do appreciate it. If this is your first time with the channel, my name is Mark.
Oh, hi Mark.
Welcome to Fit and Fire. Let's get into this video. This time we're going to be talking about my kind of general purpose night vision setup. It is a very expensive setup and kind of talk about what I've got going on with it, the whys, and kind of what I see its role being for me. Now, realistically, I recognize that here in the US, the AR platform is going to be king. If you've been with the channel for any period of time, you know that I absolutely love AKs. I love everything about AKs. I think that AKs actually make you a better marksman. I'll save that for a different video, but at the end of the day, I also understand that when it comes to rifles to defend your home, defend your land, tyranny, whatever, that an AR is probably going to be better suited for most situations because of it being over-engineered. Accessories are a lot easier to add on to a rifle. Parts compatibility, changeability is a lot easier and more prevalent as well. So with that being said, here is my kind of go-to general purpose rifle. This is a BCM MKII. I've already done an initial video on this, so if you guys are interested, I'll have a card somewhere throughout this video and at the end. You guys can check this out. But over the last couple of years, I've put about 1,000+ rounds through it, a lot of it suppressed, and so I just wanted to kind of show you what I've done as far as updates to it, the reasons why, and where I see this rifle fitting into kind of my collection, my arsenal, so on and so forth. I think that this particular setup is going to blur that line between a general purpose rifle and a special purpose rifle, or SPR. I've already done a video on my SPR setup and shown you how it kind of blurs the line back and forth between SPR and GPR. And I'm going to hopefully demonstrate how this one does that as well. So let's just kind of dive into what's going on with it and just kind of do a quick overview. So that being said, first and foremost, up front, as you can see, I do have it suppressed. It is running a Dead Air Sandman S. This is the suppressor that I absolutely love. I run it on most everything, regardless if it's my 300 Blackouts, my AKs, ARs, and 5.56, all of it. I really do love it. Really have no complaints with it whatsoever. Underneath that, I have a JMAC Customs 2-chamber brake. Really do like this. It really flattens out this rifle. And actually, I can overdrive this rifle a little bit because of how well it mitigates recoil. And I get it, 5.56 is not that big of a recoiling round, but keeping it as flat as possible for follow-up shots makes it a lot easier, especially under nods. And as you can see, I have this set up for kind of a night vision role. It is going to obviously have the Chemo adapter set up on this brake, and I use JMAC Customs for most of my muzzle devices, whether it be on ARs or AKs. They're kind of my go-to. Moving back from there, I have a Surefire M300 Scout, and I really do like this because to be honest with you, don't need something that is going to be as bright as the sun at night. I just need something that's going to illuminate a target between probably bad breath distance and 25 yards. If I'm shooting something past 25 yards in dark with a rifle, I have different options for that. So which we'll be talking about here in just a second. But with that, I have a 100 Concepts light cap, and I really do like this to help me prevent myself from NDing my white light. So obviously you can see that the white light is set up on this pressure pad. I'll talk about that here in just a second, but with this cap on here, it does not allow any type of light forward of me. So that helps kind of prevent myself from having a negligent discharge with white light under nods, something that I think is quite important, especially if you're trying to be sneaky, which most people, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal or something that you really need to concern yourself with. But for me, this is how I like it set up. Now, moving back from there, I've got the Steiner D-Ball D2. And while I understand that this is a beefy boy and there are better options for an IR illuminator, IR laser, I feel that the D-Ball D2 does a couple things well. Number one, it is quote unquote budget friendly. It's not going to be stupid expensive like malls or Tech 15s or stuff like that. It is not going to be as powerful as some of these other more expensive IR illuminators and lasers, but it does what I need it to do. The illuminator is plenty bright and actually in some cases can be overpowering when it comes to the IR laser, so that is another kind of detractor, but something I've gotten used to. The only other option that I would say that would be more budget friendly than this would probably be the Holosun 321. I've seen it in action. I've not personally used one. I have one, but just haven't gotten it out to the range to use it yet. But my buddy, cameraman Hefe, who's also my co-host on the Live Laugh Larp podcast, so if you guys are interested in checking that out, link in the pinned comment and description below. He's run the Holosun 321 at a night vision course, and it does very, very well. So that's good to see, and I'm picked one up for one of my AKs. So another great thing about the D-Ball D2 is it is going to have covers for your laser and illuminator, which is nice. I like that aspect of it, but the other piece that I think is probably more important, and a lot of people don't take into consideration, is that the IR and visible laser are slaved. So when you are at a range trying to zero your laser, if you're zeroing your visible laser, your IR laser is going to be in the exact same spot. And I think that that is extremely important. Now, moving back from there, I have it set up on a dual pressure pad, and I have this set up in such a way that if I'm gripping this rifle like this, kind of Chris Costa thumbs over bore type of thing, utilizing this BCM hand stop, as I grip it just like this, my thumb is naturally going to go into that first pressure pad, which is going to be for the IR device, so my D-Ball D2. I'm going to have to intentionally move my thumb back to get after my white light. Now, I do that intentionally because if I'm running this at night, it more likely means I'm going to be using my PVS 14s as well, so that's why I have it. Should I need to use my white light only, I can just move my grip so where I'm splitting the hand stop, and that puts me right on my white light. And it's not uncomfortable, right? I'm not going to want to, spend all night with my hand like this around the hand stop, but for, quick engagements, maybe I'm doing a night vision, shoot or something like that, and we're only going to use white light, I can utilize this and move back and forth as I need to. So that's kind of how and why I have all of this set up. It's been rock solid. I've had no complaints. I've been able to obviously use this for active aiming in night vision, and it's done exactly what I've asked it to do. Moving back from there, got a extended magwell here, or a flared magwell. This is from HRF, and I really do like this because under nods, it's really difficult to figure out where you're at when you've got this green light in your eye and trying to figure out where your magazine well is trying to insert a new mag. So having a mag well, I think, is pretty important for people who are looking to do night vision type stuff. From there, I've already talked about it, but I have the EOTech EXPS 3-0. I would probably like to have an EXPS 3-2, which is going to have the bullet drop compensator in the reticle, but this does exactly what I need it to do. It's not an LED emitter, it's a holographic reticle, so I don't have to worry about it having a starburst pattern or multiple reticles or anything like that. Should the lens get busted or cracked, I'm still going to be able to see my reticle. So those are very important things. Now the downside to the EOTechs is going to be the battery life. And I'd highly recommend, if you're not going to be running your rifle for a bit, it's going to be in the safe or whatever, make sure you turn it off. You're going to have to govern that power more so than you would like a, Aimpoint T2 or something like that that has like 50,000 hours worth of life. I try to change out the battery at least once a year. That's typically good, but you may have to do it twice a year or quarterly to ensure that your main go-to rifle is ready to go at all times. I have that on a Unity riser, and that puts me up far enough for me to run passive aiming with nods. I've actually done that, shooting out to about 70 yards with my red dot here under nods, and it works. Is it the best way to do things? No, but it does work. The other great thing about the EOTech EXPS 3 is the night vision function. I can just press one button and it automatically switches over to the night vision reticle so that I'm not burning out my tubes. So that's another great piece to it. One of the latest additions is going to be this magnifier. I have it on a Unity Tactical setup as well. This allows it to fold itself down, and it is perfect. I mean, it's right where I need it to be, and I have really no complaints. I haven't gotten too many rounds with this at all, so still more to come on this. I'll do a update video later on down the road after I've had a chance to get out to the range several times with this complete setup. And then about the only other thing that I've done to this rifle is added a Radian Raptor charging handle. So I really do like them. That's my kind of go-to charging handle, and they're pretty versatile. Now, the great thing about this rifle and why I believe this is something that will blur the line between a general purpose rifle or your go-to kind of home defense rifle versus a, say, SPR is the fact that this particular setup is going to allow me to reach out the distances to like, say 400 to 500 yards. Could I go further? Yes. Have I shot further with a 3X optic or red dot? I absolutely have. Both times I've done that with an AK. I did it once at Kalashnikon last year with a Primary Arms 3X micro prism optic on my SAM 5, and then the second time was just recently here at Kalashnikon once again with just a Chinesium budget red dot on an AK. So once with magnification, once without magnification, both times first round impacts at 600 yards. So I have the ability to shoot that far. This is going to allow me to be even more accurate at further distances, allowing me to stretch the legs on this a lot better than a standard AR, standard red dot setup. So that's why I believe that this rifle can be used as a kind of SPR role, should I need it to be, because it is going to be a sub-MOA rifle. Utilizing the Frontier 75 grain boat tail hollow point rounds with the Hornady bullet, I've proved that I could shoot under MOA accuracy with this. Could it be better? Yeah, especially if I changed out the trigger and got something a little bit lighter than the standard BCM trigger, which is just a kind of a mil-spec style trigger. It could be a lot better. So, but there's kind of the rundown of what I've got going on with this. I really do like this setup. And like I said, it's going to be my go-to rifle. Should I need to defend my home, defend my livelihood, my friends, my family's livelihood, my land, whatever the case may be, this is going to be the rifle right here. And I've had a good time with it. BCM, it's a rock solid rifle. You are going to spend a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a rifle that is rock solid. So with all that being said, let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comment section down below. Is BCM the rifle for you, or is there a different manufacturer that you like? What's your setup? Let me know down in the comments below. With all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. This rifle has been, like I said, really awesome. It's not the cheapest. I've spent over $4,000 on it, but I've done so over the course of a couple of years. So, you know, $100 here, you know, $500 purchase here, wait a few months and pull it together, has been the way I've gone to build something as cool as this, right? So, but there you have it. We'll get out of here. As always, freedom through strength. Catch you guys later. Take it easy, guys.